There is something really, really special about this week's Win for KC Women's in Sports Awards recipient. The honoree is a guy.
Yeah, pretty neat. Dan Dickinson of Smithville is a 3-year volunteer of the Win for KC Triathlon. It is one of the largest all-women's triathlons in the United States. And the bike course passes Dickinson's house, and he's been known to help participants when they have flat tires, they drop chains, or other malfunctions to their bike. He's even been known to offer his own bike to one of the participants. Dan says he was speechless and humbled to receive this honor, but he says it's the thousands of women in the annual triathlon that inspire him.
They're not all chiseled athletes, with perfect bodies and all that. I mean, they're all ages, they're all sizes, probably all conditioning, meaning some of them probably don't even start training for it except for a couple of months before. But to see them, people my age, approaching 60, that are pushing that bike up that hill and just determined. And with the neatest thing in the whole race is how they support each other. They're yelling, supporting each other. Way to go, you go girl, and stuff like that. So it's so neat to see that it's not a competition against each other. It's a competition against that hill, against the lake, against that trail you got to run. And so they all kind of band together to overcome that.
This year's Win for KC Triathlon was unique to Dan in that he was in the middle of chemo treatments for stage 4 non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Dan was diagnosed in April and had just finished his treatments days before the race. Dan says he specifically worked that race to get a dose of inspiration from these women.
I just thought, I just got to go to the race to see these women, because they, just as they are pushing their body to do something they thought they could never do, I can do the same. I can push my body to do something that it's certain that this is going to kill me, but I can do it. And so they're just a huge inspiration to get to see them.
And so are you. Dan says he'll push through his cancer just like these women pushed through the race. In addition, Dan says the few hours each year that he volunteers along the course is worth celebrating the major accomplishments of each of the participants. Dan is the second man in Win for KC's 20-year history to receive this honor, and it is well deserved. Dan and 5 other women will be honored at the 2014 Women's Sports Award Celebration Luncheon on January 31st at the Sheraton Crown Center. The celebration will also feature keynote speaker Tamika Catchings. Catchings was drafted 3rd overall by the Indiana Fever and is also a 3-time Olympic gold medalist.
What a
Congratulations.
Great guy.
Yes,
I loved his
guy.
t-shirt that said, "I'm too sexy for cancer."